What's up, Quest family? My name's Eli Miller. I'm an AT thru hiker of 2019 class. Over the last couple of weeks, we've broken down different gear that I used on my AT journey. We started with backpack, then going into sleeping systems, tents, nutrition. Now we're gonna wrap it up with clothing. The clothing that you're wearing is gonna drastically impact your comfort level, and it's super important for making sure that your body temperature is regulated and really that you're comfortable out there. When you're out in the woods for a long period of time, you wanna be as comfortable as possible, and the clothing articles that you choose are gonna really impact that. I'm gonna go over two different styles this video. We're gonna talk about your winter clothing options to keep you warm, keep you cozy, and then your summer and spring for when it's hotter outside and you wanna be a little cooler. So, like I mentioned before, you're probably gonna have two different setups, one for colder winter months and one for the spring and summer when the temperature rises and it gets a little hotter. This right here is an Arc'teryx Cerium Lt, 850 fill down. I used this when I was at camp. I wouldn't necessarily hike in this because it is a down piece, and when down gets wet, it makes it extremely difficult for it to dry out. So having this in your backpack comes with its own stuff sack and keep it dry, keep it out of the way, keep it from getting wet, and then when you get to camp at the end of the day, it's an excellent piece to keep you warm and snuggy while you're eating your meal before you get in your sleeping bag. Something that you could wear if it got a little chilly while you're hiking is Patagonia's R1. I'm wearing one right now, and I used it on the trail the whole time. The R1 features grid tech technology, which allows for heat trapping, and air can go through these holes to regulate temperature so you don't get too sweaty, but it still keeps you warm when you're moving around. That covers upper body and the outer layers. Now we'll go into lower body. I personally get really hot when I hike, so I always hiked in shorts. Even in the winter, I was wearing shorts on the outside. But I would dual Patagonia's baggy shorts with Patagonia's base layer. This is a mid-weight by Patagonia. Features that same grid tech technology to keep your body warm, but still allow air movement so you don't get sweaty and wet, dropping your body temperature. Going on the upper body, the whole season again, even though this is a t-shirt, I wore an ex officio tee. This nylon polyester blend allows for quick drying and comfort against the skin when it does get wet and sweaty. Lastly, one of the most important pieces of gear on the Appalachian Trail is your rain gear. Rain hits the Appalachian Trail consistently, basically year-round, so it's important to have some waterproof options to keep you dry. Any kind of waterproof jacket like a Marmot, Patagonia, Arc'teryx, any of these brands have excellent raincoat options and a variety of price options too to keep you dry, because nothing's worse than being soaking wet all day long. Other things you can consider with rain gear might be rain pants or gaiters. Like I talked about, I use shorts and long johns the whole time, but some people like to wear rain pants, and I experienced that myself. On the rainiest days when the rain rained all day long, I went with the rain pants, rain jacket, just to keep me dry, especially in the colder months when getting wet can drastically impact your body temperature. Going into summer, we talked about winter, importance of keeping yourself dry and keeping yourself warm, and for temperature regulation, the pieces like the Patagonia allow for temperature control while still keeping you warm without getting too sweaty. For summer, when the temperatures get up there, it starts to get humid, starts to get hot, I use the same materials that I use in my winter gear, I just lost a couple of things. So I sent home my Arc'teryx jacket, didn't need that anymore. I kept my R1 just for those chillier evenings. I kept my ex officio t-shirt, quick dry, again, goes a long way on the AT. When you get chugging up mountains, you get sweaty, you get hot, and a material like this will dry very quickly when you get to that summit and feel that nice breeze. As far as the lower end, I still stuck with the Patagonia baggies. I just lost these leggings here. Patagonia baggies are great because they allow for a lot of airflow and they're very quick dry as well. Last but not least, in my opinion, the single most important piece of gear that you will have on your AT journey is your shoes. This is the only piece of gear that you're wearing every moment you're on the trail until you get to camp and hopefully put on some comfy camp shoes. My personal favorite for any kind of trail shoe is a Salomon Xa Pro. This is a Salomon Xa Pro with the non-waterproof version. I recommend a non-waterproof shoe, especially in the summer on the AT, just because, like we've talked about, the AT gets all kinds of water. And a Gore-Tex shoe, while it will keep your feet dry, once it gets wet on the inside, it can take a bit to dry out. And the non-waterproof options dry just like that. Salomon also makes a Gore-Tex model if you are interested in a waterproof shoe. Their Contra Grip soles allow for excellent traction and comfort. I prefer a trail runner over a traditional boot just because it's a little more comfortable. They're built for high impact and they last quite a while. These shoes also take inserts very well. I personally used Super Feet. Your ankles and your knees see a lot of impact on the trail, so having proper alignment is extremely important for making sure your body can handle going the almost 2,200 miles of the trail. So shoes are crazy important. I recommend a Salomon Xa Pro. Really, any of Salomon's lines are amazing. Another very popular shoe on the trail is an Ultra. Ultra is another trail running shoe that people love because of its grip, lightweight, and comfort. Again, shoes are so crazy important because they're the only thing you're going to be using the whole time you're out there. So choosing an option that's best for your own foot is crazy important. That wraps up the clothing and shoes that I wore on my AT journey and some models I recommend for anyone doing a section or the whole kit and caboodle. This is it for our mini-series. We've gone over a lot of information over the last couple of weeks, and I hope you guys have learned a lot. Right now, Quest is in the process of setting a date where I'm going to come in and do a presentation over all the information I've covered during this mini-series, from backpacks, tents, sleeping system, clothing, and nutrition. You guys are more than welcome to come in. We hope to see a lot of you there. I'll be passing out info like my itinerary and my specific gear list to help in planning your own adventure on the Appalachian Trail, as well as answer any questions that you guys might have. As always, come into the store. We love seeing your faces. We love answering your questions. We have a lot of knowledge, and we love nothing else than to share it with anyone that wants to go out and experience the wonderful world that we have in front of us. Until we see you next time.